Okay, someone was on my. I can't remember. I think I may know. I think Manuel referred to a mother who was praying in heaven for her son. I don't remember what he said specifically, but it brought some questions forward after he said that. And basically, to paraphrase, the question is: to what degree is a parent or a loved one, I'm going to use the word desperate with the Lord to save their child on who's still on the earth, or their loved one, or their mother? Because I doubt there's desperation in heaven, but to what degree do they immerse themselves in passionate intercession for their loved one, or is it just I trust God for everything and they just mention it now and then?
Well, I can tell you they don't have to go into passionate intercession in heaven.
Okay, that's good.
No,
I mean, that's
it's
interesting
not
to
weird.
know.
You're right there with God himself. You may go and see him and talk to him about, and he doesn't mind. I would have to say it's a passion they want them to be there. Of course they do. And even more so when they see the beauty and the wonder. But it isn't like people weep and cry, get on their face. And it's not like that. You simply will go to the Father and say, I am so excited. I'm so blessed to know that the Holy Spirit is pursuing my child that I have prayed for all these years. I still see my prayers around my child on the earth. I still see that those words are still operating to help them to be influenced to know you. They also can look down and see the operations of Holy Spirit on behalf of their children. So that's why it's different. You're not up there wondering what is going to happen to them. You actually can see the operations of heaven on the earth towards your family member or your child. So it's different. But yeah, no one is in, like, people will weep and almost grieve over that while they're on the earth.
Right.
When you get to heaven, you realize how powerful your prayers were and the declarations you made, that God will pursue them even when you're there. I know for sure that my one grandmother definitely was still declaring over, declaring over them that they would know Christ, that they would belong to him. I would see her doing that sometimes over a portal, praying for her, and every one of her kids, which would be my uncles or my aunts, every one of them got born again before they went to heaven. So her prayers were still here working. She was in agreement with those prayers in heaven, but it isn't like you go into hours and days of intercession in heaven.
Well, that creates a question in mind. So if the perfect kind of trusting, faith-filled prayers in heaven are not agony, they're just trusting the Lord, should we be doing less agonizing in our prayers here and more trusting him instead? Should our prayers be more like it is in heaven? Or are we
I
supposed
think
to
that
agonize?
it says on earth as it is in heaven. Remember that?
Yeah,
Your
it does.
kingdom come, your will be done. What is his will? His will is that we act on earth like they do in heaven. I would say some of the most powerful prayers are your declaration of faith, that you are standing in faith. You're not going to be moved. God doesn't expect you to stop your life because your child is ruining their life. They would pull you away sometimes. I remember, I think it was Maria Wentworth Etter. There were so many powerful women of God back in that day who was out winning the lost and having these mass crusades. But one of her children was just sinning away. I mean, this really happened. They were just sinning away. And she actually went to God and said, should I stop what I'm doing for you to pursue getting my child saved? And the Lord told her, it won't make any difference if you
Really?
try to do it. It isn't going to help the situation. You need to trust me. If you do what I'm asking you to do and you're faithful, I will be faithful to make sure your child gets into heaven. And she never looked back. She never asked him again. She went full force.
Wow. That's
Because
powerful.
she was a force on the earth that God assigned for that time. And the devil will try to beat you up. I know people. My dad would counsel people all the time. I just need to move, give everything away, and go move and just do nothing but live next to my child and pray day and night, day and night, day and night, day and night. And my dad would say, it probably isn't going to work because it won't be you doing it anyway. It's usually not. I mean, you always should love your family members, let them know you're praying for them, but it really isn't your job to drag them to an altar somewhere and force them to say the sinner's prayer. It has to be something in here. And trust me, the Father has Holy Spirit. They have their own angels around them, influencing them. The best way you can stand for somebody is to live and do what God asks you to do and not let your life be ruined by Satan while he's trying to ruin your child's life. The most powerful prayers you have are prayers of faith and trusting God.
Yeah,
And you're
so
trusting,
good.
even in heaven, you're going to still trust him. You're going to trust him
Yeah.
that he'll raise your dead body up one day. And you don't stop having faith. You just use them for different things in heaven. He still wants to see faith even in heaven, but you're not going to believe him for your food, for your home, for your bills to be paid. And once you've done your part here, your words for the people you pray for will remain until that person is brought to Christ. People do still declare and decree, and that's what they call it. They'll go and look down over them and declare and decree, but they're not weeping and like howling when they do that. They
Yeah.
have real faith because they're living with the one who is faith.
That's so good. That was really good. That's going to help a lot of people. I can feel that. Okay.